So, in all honesty, I wasn't thinking about the business of putting on television.
How do you write a Christmas special whilst you're also involved in a world tour or something as big as that was? Do you nip back to the hotel room for a little half hour here and there? Are you writing it in the back of your head 24/7? How does that process work?
Well, I was very late with that one, so I was just writing it every time I could find a flat surface to put my laptop on. I'm all over the place. I think Peter was constantly photographing me in airports typing.
I have lots of snaps of Stephen in airport lounges, sitting, he's taken himself all behind a pillar and he's sitting frowning, and then you'd occasionally see him mouthing and doing the lines. One of the gags over in his head.
Were you occasionally looking over his shoulder, giving him some constructive criticism, some helpful feedback?
No, I walked past him and say, more gags for me, more gags for me.
Ingrid, can you take us inside when you were first approached to be part of this amazing enterprise?
Well, I'd like to say I was approached. I auditioned, and well, you just never think when an audition like that, you go, this is the big one. This is the one that I really want. And inevitably, when you really want something, you don't get it. So I was aware when I went in for it that I didn't want to act like a fangirl. So I played it very cool. And I was telling you this story last week. I chose the glasses that I wear as Osgood. In the audition, I'd actually gone in pretending that I needed glasses because I decided that character might wear glasses. And they liked the glasses, and so they stayed. So I pretended that I needed glasses, and I didn't.
So the glasses were your idea,
Yeah.
your read on the character, not what you were instructed to bring.
Yeah.
At what
I'm happy
stage?
for that.
At what stage did you make it clear I don't actually need glasses? Or is Stephen just hearing that for the first time now?
It was last week actually for the first time on stage. Yeah. Sorry about that.
I still don't think you look right without.
I know. Well, I don't get recognised without the glasses. It's like a Clark Kent Superman thing. People don't recognise me if I don't have big black glasses on.
There are quite a few big pairs of black glasses going around today, aren't there?
Yeah, I've seen them.
Are you involved that early, Stephen, in auditions? When do you come in when a new character is signed? Do you have the say as showrunner on every character's casting? How far down the tree do you extend in that?
Well, sort of, yes, that's sort of my job. But it's not just me; it's me and Brian and the producers and so on. So we're all involved in that. But yes, heavily involved in all of that. Tend these days because it's so hectic. I see the taped version rather than show up at auditions.
Can you remember when you first saw Ingrid's performance and thought, this is what I
thought
want?
my life has changed. If I don't get to see that girl and those glasses again, my heart will not be complete. Then she took them off and I said, oh God.
Back on again.
We saw that beautiful scene of yourself and Jenna, the phone booth. That wasn't the first scene you filmed together, was it? What was the first time you and Jenna filmed together?
Well, the first time we ever filmed together was when Matt regenerated into me. So, but that was quite obviously quite intense, and I can't really remember very much about that. But I think the first scene we did was when the TARDIS lands on the beach at the start of Deep Breath. And so I found myself suddenly for the first time actually being inside the box, which of course is a lifelong ambition. And I thought, I finally made it. I finally made it into the real TARDIS. And I was there with Jenna and a props bloke who I'd never sit there like that, putting that out and then getting this other smoke machine ready. And it was. There was a lot of us in that scene, so it was. I just had to get on with it. But that was the first one we properly did.
Had you and Jenna done months of deep method acting work together to inhabit characters and get to know?
No. This is Doctor Who. I just spent years watching old episodes and writing in.
That secret is well and truly out now, isn't it?
No, we just talked a little bit about characters and really, Jenna is so easygoing and so welcoming. She sort of instantly was my friend and introduced me to the. I mean, she'd already been doing the show for a year, so she knew of all of the personnel. I mean, it's a big, Doctor Who's fabulous, but it's a big television factory, isn't it? It's a big workplace. So there's a lot of people to get to know, and it's quite nerve-wracking. And she was the first person that showed me the TARDIS set, and showed me, where to stand and how this TARDIS worked, and she's great.
So in the casting, the choice of Peter for the role, how much of it was Peter's the perfect person for the role, or Peter's the perfect person to take this role where the first significant relationship it has is with Jenna? That clearly needs to work as well. Can you even think that far ahead? Are you weighing those things up when you make such a big decision, Stephen?
No, you're kind of not. You are looking for the ideal person to be the Doctor for now. For who is the perfect Doctor for now? And the answer to that question is always slightly different. And we'd had two quite young Doctors in a row, two brilliant Doctors in a row, but they were sort of puppies, and they were charming and they were sweet, and we just wanted to go exactly the opposite way. And I just thought it was. I didn't have a theory. I'm making that up to wind up Peter. All I thought was I knew Peter very slightly. I used to bump into him at various television events. He always came over to talk about Doctor Who, and I'd always try and talk to him about the thick of it, and he would constantly batter on about Doctor Who. So and it just occurred to me, what if nobody ever asks him to be, if he'd be Doctor Who? Now, it's not an exaggeration to say that he's one of the best actors in the world, one of the most revered actors in the country. He was a national treasure already. So you're kind of thinking, what if no one does the obvious and just asks, would you like to be Doctor Who? The answer was hilariously positive. We didn't even audition anywhere else. We didn't tell Peter this, because I thought, what about Peter? I suggested to Brian. He thought one day, yeah, that's a brilliant idea. I asked my old friend Mark Gatiss, give me your list for who should be the new Doctor. Top of the list, Peter Capaldi. So I thought, okay, this is happening. This is obviously right. Everyone's thinking the same way. So without telling Peter he was the only person auditioning, he came to my house and larked around on a video camera being Doctor Who. Because I can do that. It's going to be Doctor Who for me.